9.
Every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., ZIZ Radio goes into overdrive with the Magic Fingers Ronnie Rascal Mega Mix Show. You heard? Up your dial to 96.1 FM. It's the show that brings the vibes to your Saturday afternoon lime, bar hopping, party hangouts, or just driving around. You don't want to miss the Saturday Mega Mix Show. You don't want to miss the Saturday Mega Mix Show. It's old school and new school remixes by yours truly, Magic Fingers, Ronnie Rascal, every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. ZIZ Radio.
In the house.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Good morning, St. Kitts and Nevis. It's Wednesday, October 4, 2023, and you're listening to The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius. Thank you so much for joining me in the program for today. On Tuesday, I was unable to be here because of the inclement weather, but I am back today. Now, let me get right into the topic at hand. Charlestown and Bastia streets were buzzing a few days ago. While for some it may have just been a very busy Friday, for others it seemed like Christmas or Carnival. Now this came after workers and pensioners in St. Kitts and Nevis who had made at least 26 contributions to the Social Security Fund received payments totaling $1,000 to or in their bank accounts. Now, of course, with this initiative called the Independence 40 Reset Initiative, Workers/Pensioners Bonus, questions came, and naturally so, from people who were excited about this initiative, from people who were not necessarily in support of it, surprisingly. Now, why did the Citizenship by Investment Program send $1,000 payment? How was it made possible? Who did it affect and reach? How many individuals benefited? What was the beneficiaries' reaction? How did it affect the economy of the nation? Which is preferable? A bonus for all Social Security contributors, insured persons, or a double salary for government employees? When was this cash or when were payments received? Now, on Monday, September 18, at a National Assembly session, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, who also has responsibility for Social Security and the CBI, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, informed the populace that his cabinet had approved a $1,000 incentive for active workers and pensioners of the Social Security Fund. He stated that this was done to honor or done to honor the 40th anniversary of independence in St. Kitts and Nevis. And I can tell you, people took to social media sharing their thoughts and views on this. People were excited. Everybody was looking forward to $1,000. And in my opening remarks, you would realize I mentioned that in Charlestown and in Bastia, the streets were buzzing. As I said, for some, it felt like Christmas or Carnival in St. Kitts, and for others it may have just been another busy Friday afternoon. But I can tell you, from my view, it was well received. I spoke with a number of people who were able to benefit from this $1,000-ish initiative, and I'll share with you later some of the things that they share. But I want to play a clip from Prime Minister Dr. Drew when he made the announcement in Parliament, and this was during a sitting of the National Assembly on September 18, 2023. So let's have this clip. Come on.
So, Madam Speaker, I want to say this to our dedicated workers.
That is the introduction.
The introduction. To have tirelessly toiled to shape our country's destiny. Madam Speaker, from all the prudent fiscal management, we started to create some savings. We want to say thank you. And as a token of our appreciation, Madam Speaker, this administration has decided that for all of our workers who are registered with Social Security, as Independence 40 reset, we have done all of that for them. We now are saying to them, thank you, and we will deposit $1,000 for each of our workers. In St. Kitts and in Nevis, people are to remember that Independence 40 was at a time post-COVID. Things were hard and challenging. The government had to tighten its belt, create the fiscal space, and come up with policies to directly impact and benefit the people of St. Kitts and Nevis.
All right, that was Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, speaking on the Independence 40 Reset Initiative, and he was speaking during a September 18th edition of the National Assembly, a sitting of the National Assembly here in Bastia, St. Kitts. And the Prime Minister spoke about the reason for the payment of $1,000. Now, as I said earlier, I spoke with recipients of the $1,000 incentive in an effort to learn more about their opinions of the initiative. I must be honest with you. I talked mostly to non-government workers, and I asked them how this initiative helps you or helped you and your family. While some were able to save money or treat themselves to something nice, many were able to pay their debts. Government workers I spoke with also supported a double pay or double salary period, usually around Christmas, because it helped them and their families greatly. Now, some government workers contend that they are underpaid and so they deserve the double salary. But I can tell you, in the conversations that I have had, there was a big argument about whether it should have been a double salary or if it should have been the $1,000 incentive. I can tell you that, of course, a double salary only benefits people who are civil servants, people who are on the government's payroll. And so the question that would come if that were to happen is how far-reaching would that initiative be? How many persons would have benefited from a double salary instead of the Prime Minister, instead of the government paying up $1,000 to insure people with the Social Security Fund? And so in the conversations that I have had and monitoring social media, as there was a lot of traffic on social media since this, people generally were of the idea that this was a good initiative, and the government was able to touch not just civil servants, not just the public sector, but the private sector, and for those who contribute to the Social Security Fund. Now, due to the fact that it had never been done before, this was something that was deemed special. I did some research and I was unable to locate any other instances of similar projects being undertaken or embraced in the Caribbean. So I think it is safe to say that it is the first of its kind. Now, people claim that this effort increases compliance in businesses and employees, so that's employers and employees paying into the Social Security Fund in many of the interactions that I have had since the $1,000 was paid. People are of the view that every time a government decides to provide or pay a stimulus or a bonus to citizens and residents, and uses Social Security as a vehicle to do so, it provides an opportunity to raise awareness about the problem of non-compliance and delinquent contributors. There was a concern, I can tell you, from people who were not certain of how many contributions they have made to the Social Security Fund. People were unsure, and there was a prerequisite of at least 26 contributions in order for you to receive the $1,000 bonus. And so you had people calling Social Security, from what I understand, to find out if they qualify, if they are eligible to receive this $1,000, wondering if their employers had been paying their Social Security contributions. And then you had those who are self-employed that say, well, I've been paying, but I haven't paid in a while. So they missed contributions and they fell behind. And some people I know were unable to benefit from this incentive. But in a nutshell and in short, an initiative like this, especially when you use a Social Security as a vehicle to make payments, I think it encourages compliance, and you encourage employees and employers to pay contributions for their people. We have heard of countless instances of people not paying their Social Security contributions. Recently, I think it was this year, and I think it was introduced last year when the government announced the CBI dividend, and I'm not quite sure of the prerequisite that was in place, but some people received $250 and others received $500 payments based on the contributions that they made to the fund. And again, this was only paid out to people who had been paying into the fund, who had been making frequent or regular contributions to the fund. Of course, the conversation came, how can you expect to benefit from this initiative if you're not putting anything into it in the first place? And so, again, you would see, and you would agree with me, that it encourages compliance. I don't think any employee would be comfortable when they hear that their employer is not paying their Social Security Fund, because as we can see, as we can see, there are good things that come out of making your Social Security contributions. But I'm telling you, the conversations that I have had, I think people are pleased. As I said, I was in St. Kitts at the time when majority of, I think they made the payment last week, Friday. Over 20,000 people were paid, and Bastia was busy. I have here information in front of me from Social Security. So on Friday, the 22nd of September, Social Security began payments of $1,000 to contributors to Social Security as part of the government's reset initiatives. On that day, 5,240 pensioners were paid. And on the 29th, an additional 22,040 workers were paid. So $1,000 were made to about 22,040 workers. They also announced that they have created a gateway. I think they set up a little website or an attachment to their website where people can go and register So there's a link now, and let me just share the information. It says contributors to Social Security who do not apply for the CBA dividend can now do so. But the questions that I posed earlier, how did this impact you and your family? What was the reaction like from the beneficiaries? How was this paid? How was St. Kitts and Nevis able to make $1,000 payment to citizens and residents, or let me say citizens who are residents, because I think it was just for people who reside in St. Kitts and Nevis. First of its kind. I did my homework and I was unable to find anywhere in the region where this had been done before. It is 11:14 here in the studios of ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM, and if you're just tuning in, you're listening to The Edge. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation for today.
ZIZ Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world. Tune into ZIZ, the nation station, keeping your company at home, work, or on the go. We play today's hits and yesterday's favorites, bringing you the latest information and entertainment. Want to advertise with us? We have television and 2 radio stations to help get the word out. Call us now at 465-2621 and let us help you reach your audience. That I said, the nation station, your source for music, news, and more. Get ready to ignite your Tuesday nights with a show that's as educational as it is entertaining. Welcome to Pleasure Pulse, your weekly guide to the world of sex education. Join Roma every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. exclusively on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. It's the perfect way to spice up your midweek routine and get answers to all your burning questions. Whether you're looking for relationship advice or curious about the art of intimacy, Roma's got you covered. Pleasure Pulse, every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. only on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Don't miss out. Your sex education journey starts this Tuesday with Roma as your guide.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Welcome back to The Edge. I'm Devonne Cornelius and you're listening to ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. It is 11:17 a.m. For those of you who are interested in calling in later on in the program, you can call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. The numbers again are 465-2555 or 718-577-2916, and we are also live via ZIZ's YouTube channel as well as their Facebook page. We're on the topic of the Workers' Reset and Bonus Initiative, and how has this initiative impacted beneficiaries in St. Kitts and Nevis, and what does it mean? Why did it happen? How was it made possible? How many people benefited? What was the reaction like? How did it benefit the economy, small businesses? What did people do with their money? Well, it's their business what they did with their money, but from the conversations that I have had, people, treated themselves to something nice, pay off the debt and, whatever else. And because of the payment of that $1,000, there was the argument or the topic or subtopic of, well, we would have preferred a double salary. We think a double salary would have been well received. We have our first caller for this morning.
Yes,
the phone line.
a blessed good morning. Welcome to the Social Security thing, right? We don't lend out the money, we social security money, so none if we get the $1,000 that we could buy food to eat, we don't lend it out to other people. So we benefit it now. Take care.
All right, caller, thank you so much for your contribution to this program. The phone lines are open. Call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Call us and tell us, how did this initiative impact you and your family, and what does it mean for us here in St. Kitts and Nevis? A caller just said she was able to buy some food for her and her family. But yeah, $1,000. But as I was saying earlier before the caller came in, there was a subtopic that came following the payment of the $1,000, and it was the whole talk of double salary. I don't quite remember the year when double salary was introduced, but when it was introduced, people, let me say civil servants and public servants were happy. I can tell you that much. Everybody was like, yeah, I'm finally receiving some money for my hard work. And as I mentioned earlier, there are civil servants who are of the view that they deserve a double salary because they are underpaid and they're not getting enough money. And there was some talk about some amount of weeks in the month or weeks in the year that they don't get paid for. We have another caller on the line. Let's head back to the phone lines. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Devon. Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Nice conversation. No, and not being bad. Thank God for the rain, thank God for the Federation. I think it means the rain for the farmers and the animals. Then we ain't getting it too bad. You ain't falling too hard. Got to wash away the soil. And that's what we got to thank for. Because sometimes we fall hard, and you wash away the soil, bring landslide. I don't tell people we are a God-blessed country, and people don't believe that. Okay, Brother Devon, now with the $1,000, I ain't see nothing wrong with any government that get in and they try to help the people with whatever program like the CBI program or any program that benefit the country, and they could give up people something. I don't see nothing wrong with it. But what I see wrong, if they're going to do it politically and then put the economy in the government in a problem, because I hear many people arguing and saying that, they're going to bankrupt the country. Let the guy follow Timothy and give it the money and all kind of thing, right? Let the guy follow Timothy and give it the money, give the country money. They're going to bankrupt the country. Some people from the Labour side are yes saying that, But I myself feel pleased that the government making money out of our CBI program, the passport program. We are a part of it. And I don't say there's nothing wrong if the government can help people in that way. Especially the people who working for $300 and something. The ordinary man. And I believe that when that something come like that, I believe that, you work it out that you wouldn't get in maybe $10,000 a month, $12,000 a month, or whatever money you get in a month. I don't believe we should qualify to get none. Leave that to the ordinary man. I believe that should, a government minister, somebody, a government secretary getting these big money, or somebody working in the private sector and getting over maybe $3,000-$5,000 a month. I do not believe that they should be qualified to get this money. The money is supposed to go to the ordinary man who getting a basic small salary. All right, I'll continue to listen to the program.
All right, Colin, thank you so much for your contribution to the conversation for today. For those of you who are just tuning in, you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I am Devonne Cornelius, and we're on the topic of the Workers' Pensioners Bonus as part of the Independence 40 Reset initiative. A few days ago, thousands of people in St. Kitts and Nevis received $1,000 in their bank accounts. The payment was facilitated through the Social Security Fund, or the St. Christopher and Nevis Social Security Board, but it was financed by the Citizenship by Investment program. Now, what I gathered from that caller is we have this program citizenship by investment, and he is of the view that citizens, residents in St. Kitts and Nevis must be able or should be able to benefit from the gravy, or benefit from the proceeds that we get from this program. All right, but on the topic of double salary, that was one that was rather interesting, I would say, when I was talking to a few civil servants. I mean, naturally, if you are a civil servant and you're receiving a double salary, you're going to be in support of it. If I was a civil servant and I'm making $6,000 a month, and in December you're telling me that you're going to give me another six, I'm not going to turn it down. I'm going to be a strong advocate for that. I don't want the extra $6,000. Right? Do we think it's a case because we're not civil servants, we're not seeing it from their perspective? There is also this argument where people say that the civil service is not as productive as it should be, and so paying the $1,000 was a better initiative. Let everybody get a piece of the pie instead of just paying it for people who work in the civil service. At the same time, you don't want to overlook those who work hard and those who make a significant contribution towards the development of St. Kitts and Nevis. But again, that was a topic or a conversation that I was engaged in. People are of the view, in addition to the $1,000, perhaps we should get a double salary in December. We don't know the status of that. We don't know if it's going to come to fruition in December. It is usually the case, as it has been for the past several years. I want to say more than 5 years, because I think it was introduced under the Dr. Denzel Douglas-led administration, Labour Party administration at the time. So the double salary initiative has been going on for quite some time. You would also notice that, or remember that, as part of the Independence Party Reset Initiative, there were other initiatives that addressed the issue of water and connection and electricity, land and housing. But this one that we're touching on today deals specifically with the $1,000 that was paid out, and also to get from you, the listeners, your thoughts on whether it should have been a double salary, or if you are in support of the $1,000 being paid to all insured people. And again, that let me say subtopic that came about in terms of there being compliance, and programs like these encourage compliance and, letting employers know that it is time for you to pay the contributions of your employees. All right. The phone lines are open and we're taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Do we have a caller on the line? All right, we are awaiting some callers. So,
yeah, Brother Devon.
Okay, we have a caller. Caller, good morning, you're on the air.
Yeah, Brother Devon, me again. Now, I believe that the double salary start under the People's Action Movement with Dr. Simmons as the Prime Minister.
Okay, thank
I believe
you for that.
I think it was in the late 80s.
Thank you.
I think it started to pay double salary. Because at that time I was working in the sugar industry. And we was getting our little goat water. Sometimes when they can't afford to pay the goat water, I used to work that government workers. I used to say all of the government workers, because government is paying double salary. And I believe that sugar workers supposed to get the double salary too. Mm-hmm. Because I used to say that. Mm-hmm. But we used to get a goat water sometimes according to how the sugar industry, they make the money, according to money making the sugar industry, they will give us a goat water in the cup. Water. And, they're going that, with this country, people will criticize with what's going on. Government do things, and sometimes they don't do things to please everybody. But I believe that the farmer government unity, Dr. Timothy Harris, he had good intention too. He had very good intention, and I believe that what Dr. Joe is doing right now, he is following the legacy as someone with Dr. Timothy Harris do. Because I remember that he started the double salary, must be 6 or 7 years to get double salary. So we got to applaud government when they go in there and the leaders and do good create something for the ordinary man, you know. Not because you want to support the government or support the person, but we got to applaud them when they go in and they create something to the ordinary people or the less fortunate people in the country to get something that in the ESO and the double salary now. I believe the $1,000 is a good thing because everybody wasn't going to get the double salary. Only government workers will get the double salary. So I believe that they work it out that everybody could get something, and in December, if they pay the double salary now, the government workers will get civil service will get double salary, and the ordinary government workers and all them will get the double salary. So it worked out good for the ordinary man and the man in the private sector. All right then.
All right, caller, thank you for your contribution to this program. It is 11:30 here in the studios of ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. For those of you who are just joining the program, you're listening to The Edge. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and we're on the topic of the workers' pensioners' bonus that was paid in honor or in celebration of the 40th anniversary of independence of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. I wanted to ask a question to you, the listeners, in terms of government assistance programs. Let me stick a pin. We have a caller on the line. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, caller, go ahead and make your point.
On the payments to benefit of the $1,000 bonus, you will have to make 26 payments before you could qualify.
Caller, hello? The caller's on the line?
From 2019 to now.
Correct.
So what about people who have started paying social this year and made over 15 payments? Why couldn't they qualify?
Hi, caller, you're still on the line? Okay, caller, thank you for your question. I think you asked for those who made over 15 contributions. Well, I know the prerequisite is 26 contributions. And if you make at least 26, you benefit from the fund. What I would encourage you to do is to speak with someone at the Social Security Board, and they would be in a better position to answer your question as it relates to the contributions that you have made or your employer has made. And yeah, they would be able to assist you. But thank you so much for your contribution to the program. Before the caller came in, though, I wanted to ask a question to you, the listeners, on the topic of government assistance program and people being of the view or of the notion that, I'm not saying that this was a government assistance program. It's basically a bonus, a stimulus, giving back to employees who have made their contributions, right? But I think it is safe for me to introduce this subtopic, talking about government assistance programs. And there are people who have spoken to or spoken with who are of the view that, you know, when you have these government assistance programs, people become comfortable, right? And so, okay, we've paid $1,000 this year for the Independence Party reset. I can tell you from what I have gleaned, from what I have gathered from conversations with other people and listening to people, there are people who expect another $1,000, whether it be next year Independence or December this year. And so I find that when these things happen, people expect it to happen again. For the avoidance, for the record, And for the avoidance of doubt, this was not a government assistance program. It's not like the poverty alleviation or other assistance programs that exist. It basically was a bonus that is paid to workers for contributing to the fund. But what are your thoughts on this in terms of government assistance program and tying it to the Workers Reset Initiative? It's 11:34 and you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. The phone lines are open and we want to hear from you. Call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. That's 718-577-2916. I mentioned earlier that this had never been done before in St. Kitts and Nevis, where the government pays $1,000 to insured persons. And I did some research and I wasn't able to find any similar project or anything that is like this that had been done in the Caribbean before, where from the CBI program, citizens and residents get a bonus. They get something to say, okay, we have this program and we are getting benefits from this. We, in St. Kitts and Nevis, we've gotten $1,000. We've gotten the bonus here. As I mentioned, some people got $250. Others got $500. Now, for the most part, people were excited, are in support of this initiative. But I also had a conversation with people who were not in support of the initiative. And naturally, ain't everybody going to be in support of everything that happens, right? From what I gathered from them, this was their argument. And it's the point I made earlier. Does this mirror a government assistance program? We have a call on the line. Okay, let me stick a pin. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, hello, good morning. Yes, it's a very good initiative for the government candidate. It put back the stimulus in the economy. I see people shopping tremendously on the weekend, so I didn't get it, but I'm very grateful for those who receive it. But what I would like to see that the government would really address really is the increase in the minimum wage. Because for some people, having the $1,000, some people would actually spend all of it one time. Yeah, some people rather they use it all up, maybe, as you say, paying bills, groceries, treat themselves and all that stuff. But I would still like to see the increase in the minimum wage. That would really keep the economy at a more steady pace than rather this one-time plunge. Because it's the tendency of people, when they have money, they spend money. They don't really hold it. So the more they would have, the economy would be more stimulus. So it is a good initiative. Yes. Thank you for now. Yeah.
And caller, thank you so much for your contribution to this program. We have another caller. All right. Thank you so much, caller, for your contribution to this program. This is The Edge here on ZIZ Radio. Let's take a break. We have another caller? Okay. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Hello, good morning again.
Yes, go ahead and make your point.
Yes. I will say I thank the government for what he have doing. They have doing something that can help each and every one. That's why it is very good to pay your social security, because we never know what's going to take place, what's going to come up. And I must say I thank the Prime Minister and his cabinet for what they are doing. And we, the people, we must give God thanks and praise for every little thing that he has provided for us. Because many people out in other countries don't receive that. So I will say thank you all, thanks for everything that you all are doing. No matter what nobody may say, no matter what they do, say thanks to the Almighty God for what he has done, the government. Thank you, Prime Minister and your cabinet. God bless you. Continue to do what God called you to do. I love you all.
All right, Carla, thank you for your contribution to this program. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation right here on The Edge.
Hello children, I am Shalissa Catalia Caesar. Join ZIZ Radio every morning at 7:05 from Monday to Friday and Saturday from 9 to 10 for totally for kids. Wake up and be a part of the action.
Yes, you can now. You can do anything. Try. Oh, just try. Oh my.
Join us every Wednesday for In Focus, a weekly talk show produced by the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, where we provide exclusives with key persons within the government and discuss pertinent, relevant, and interesting matters that affect us all. Tune in every Wednesday, live on ZIZ Radio and streamed live on Facebook at SKNIS Media and ZIZ Online. In Focus, your government, your business.
Get ready to ignite your Tuesday nights with a show that's as educational as it is entertaining. Welcome to Pleasure Pulse, your weekly guide to the world of sex education. Join Roma every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. exclusively on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. It's the perfect way to spice up your midweek routine and get answers to all your burning questions. Whether you're looking for relationship advice or curious about the art of intimacy, Roma's got you covered. Pleasure Pulse, every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. only on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Don't miss out. Your sex education journey starts this Tuesday with Roma as your guide.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. We have a caller on the line. Let's take this call. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
A very pleasant morning to you, sir, and to all your listeners.
Good morning. Hello, caller. Good morning. Caller? Okay, we seem to have lost that caller. The phone lines are open. Call us at 465. You can call us back at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Do we have another caller there? All right. So I wanted to go into the point, or expound a little more on the point that was raised by a previous caller. Talking about minimum wage versus making a one-time payment, or this seeing as a one-time injection into the economy. I also want to hear your thoughts, your views, and opinions on this. I can tell you, I've spoken to people on this before, and there are people who would say, boss, it's better to do a raise of the minimum wage rather than to make a one-time payment. At the same time, people are appreciative of whether it be $1,000, $500, or $100 payment, because again, as I mentioned earlier, people were able to use this money to take care of matters that they wanted to, that they could not have taken care of previously, treat themselves to something nice. And I think we oftentimes forget that that is also a part of being a human, is not just to work and pay bills, but is also to work and enjoy life. And so that was a good initiative to let people know who just work, that there is more to life than just working. But a good point raised by the caller. A one-time punch in the economy, or a bonus, or a stimulation, or whatever you want to call it, versus a one-time payment of $1,000, $500, this workers' bonus initiative. These are real conversations that are being had. Let's head back to the phone lines. We have a caller on the line. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, Mr. Cornelius, good morning.
Yes, good morning, caller.
I want to ask you a question that I don't want to make. When there is a supposedly double salary paid, how does they pay the double salary? And the question is, whether they pay the persons that get paid weekly in opposed to the person that get paid monthly. Does they get the person that get paid by the month, whatever the salary is? Let's use a figure, $1,000 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they will get $2,000 if there's a double. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So the person that is working weekly and they're getting $340 per week, how do they pay them? They get an extra $340?
That is a very good question. I do not know. I'm not sure what formula they use, but if you are a weekly worker, I would assume that is the formula that is used. Same thing with a monthly worker, as you mentioned. If it's $1,000 you normally get, you get a top up. If you work by the week and you get $100, you get a top up. But I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Okay. No, I'm just I am just playing a devil's advocate because people are making noise and rah-rahing and raving about the double salary. Right? The Prime Minister would have paid $1,000. And this is my reason for asking the question. Because you get $1,000, whether or not you're working for $1,000 or you're working for $300, you get $1,000. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so I can't see the ration behind people saying they prefer the double salary, because as we would have heard you say a little earlier, that the double salary only goes to the government workers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we had, I think, 3 other prime ministers before Dr. Devonne, and we haven't got a dollar. I think we should be grateful. I think we should be thankful that that group would have given out $1,000. People who are making noise, like one caller called and said, what if I just started to pay Social Security? Because nobody making the age of 18 and just started to pay Social Security for less than 26 contributions. You understand? I may not understand. I may not understand that, but the record that he has used, I saw him, and I just want to say to Dr. Drew at his cabinet, thank you very much. And that's my contribution, Mr. Cornelius.
And caller, thank you for your contribution to this program. It's 11:48 here in the studios of ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. We have another caller.
Hi, Mr. Cornelius. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Yeah, I just want to support the last caller and, say thanks. When these things happen, you're going to get a lot of comments from people. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But, I am certain that $1,000 gone a long way for a lot of people. You understand? And I hope a lot of people didn't go and, waste it. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go and put it to use that it's not really useful for. You see what I mean? Pay a bill or buy food and this kind of stuff. So, I just want to say thanks. A big thanks to the government for the initiative. And they said the bigger ones would come later, right? Yes, sir, we don't know what would come later. But, people should be appreciative of, what the government has done for the 40th anniversary of independence and be very thankful. That's my little contribution, and thank you very much for your service. You are new to the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, caller, for your contribution so much. It is 11:49. You're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius. The phone lines are open and we are taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. We want to hear from you, your thoughts, views, and opinions on the $1,000 initiative paid through, or the payment was facilitated through the Social Security Board. Let me stick a pin. We have a caller. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. I would like to know something. From the contact. If you at the age of, let's say, 65.
Wait, caller, before you continue, right? You have to move away from the radio. There's a lot of feedback.
Hold a second. Turn on the radio quick. Yes.
Go ahead now.
You at the age of 68 and you get your Social Security already, but you're not a pensioner because you didn't meet the requirements of 500, right? Mm-hmm. Contribution. You made a contribution of about 400 and they give you a one-time payment. Are you eligible to get that money, the $1,000?
Well, that's a good question. So I think for the active workers, right, there was the 26 contributions. So at least 26 contributions that you have to make, right? For pensioners, in order for you to become a pensioner, I think 500 contributions or something like that. So from my understanding of it, caller, if you are not a pensioner, then you won't be able to get the $1,000. But what I would encourage you, not to cut you off, though, what I would encourage you to do is have a conversation with someone at Social Security, and they would be better be able to assist you.
Why is not fair for somebody to just have in 26 contribution and get $1,000, and somebody else with the elderly having 400 contribution, but they're not a pensioner because they get a one-time payment and not allowed to get it. You think that is fair? They got to check they got to go back to the table, man. It's not fair. It's not right.
Mm-hmm. Because I do understand where you're coming from. I really do. But as I said, I don't have the information with regards to that to assist you, but I would really encourage you to have a conversation with someone at Social Security to get more information on that. We have a caller on the line. Caller, you're on the air.
Good day, Mr. Cornelius.
Good day, and how are you doing today?
I just want to answer the question that the gentleman asked.
Sure, go ahead.
The 26 contribution is throughout your payment history. So once you would have made 26 contribution, at any time during your payment history to Social Security, you qualify.
Okay.
So there is no if but from it. 26 contributions you made to Social Security throughout your payment history, you qualify for the bonus. Well, it's not a bonus, it's a gift. Actually, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
All right, caller, thank you so much for that clarification. All right, it is 11:53 here in the studios of ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. The phone lines are open. We close this program at 12 noon, but the phone lines are still open. Call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. We want to hear from you, your thoughts, views, and opinions of this $1,000 initiative that was paid. I nearly said $40,000. We have a caller. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Cornelius. I think the $1,000 is a very good initiative. It goes, more people benefit across the board than just the government workers when they get the double salary, The poorer class people who is making minimum wage and things like that, It's very good that they benefit. And I think they should continue with that. so that a wider scope of people benefit. You understand? Thank you.
All right, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution to the program. We want to hear from you. We have another caller. From what he said, if you have made at least 26 contributions, so if Social Security has in their system that you have made at least 26 contributions to the fund, you are eligible. I think I've received some messages here from people who are not pensioners because they did not meet the requirement to become a pensioner. They have not received. They're saying to me that they have not received the $1,000, right? What I would encourage them to do, what I encourage you to do is, if you have not received $1,000 payment and you know that you have made at least 26 contributions into the fund, I would encourage you to have a conversation with the representatives at the Social Security office in Bastia or in Nevis and Penny's Industrial Site. Have a conversation with them to get a better understanding of how you may be able to qualify and what information that they would need from you in order for you to receive this payment. You're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. We'll take one more caller. Call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. We have a caller. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Yes, that thing what you talk about with the 26 contribution. They said the 26 contribution is only for active workers. So which means if you're at an age where you don't receive your Social Security, you're not a pensioner, you're not eligible. You want anything clearer than that? So this person who says 26 contribution across the board, right? It's not across the board. From Social Security, they said once you're active worker, 26 across the board, but not for someone who is not a pensioner and already collect the one-time payment and had over 400 contributions. So check it. Somebody should have to check it. We're in authority because they're not listening to us. Thank you.
All right, caller. Thank you for your contribution to the program. It is 11:58 here in the studios of ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM, and you've been listening to The Edge. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius. Thank you so much for joining the program. I'll be back tomorrow with another very interesting topic, and I'm hoping that you would be able to join me. Until next time, you guys stay safe. We had a few showers and rough seas and let me say some action from Tropical Storm Philippe that passed very near to St. Kitts and Nevis yesterday. And so I think government offices as well as the private sector in both St. Kitts and Nevis were closed. Schools, public and private, were closed and people were home because of that. Until next time, you guys stay safe. I've been your host, Devonne Cornelius. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting